We came to New York. It was part of the Bronx. We got some, I don't remember who, but we got some aid, and we moved into a small apartment in the Bronx. And I went to school there. I was 4. There was a kindergarten like you have them here, a creche. Mm-hmm. My mother put me into it. My mother went to work. My father had 3 jobs when we came. I mean, we had no money. One was in a toy store in a German neighborhood because he could speak with the customers. The other one was in a manufacturing place. And the third one was on weekends. He was a referee for a European football league in Manhattan and Bronx. Wonderful. And Queens. And I mean, he was working 15 hours a day.
You didn't see him? I mean,
I didn't see much, no. And my mother, who came from a middle-class family, my mother cleaned houses. No income, and this was, by the way, the middle of the Depression.
Oh, okay.
So it was tough. I remember a story, this I can remember, 6 now. I went to the local school, and I remember I was in the class for a month or 2, and the teacher came to me, and she said, Klaus, I mean, I was going by my German name. Yeah. Klaus, you have to go to language school. And then, you know, this was 2 years after being in New York. All my playmates were Americans. And you know how fast kids adapt to a new language. They're like sponges. Mm-hmm. I could speak English. And I said to the teacher, but I can speak English. And she said, yes, but your pronunciation is not so good. And I said, you know, like if I dared say it that way, I'm sure I didn't. But the intent was, well, what do you mean my pronunciation is not good? She said, look out the window. And I did. She said, what's the weather out there? And I said, well, it's raining. She said, say it again. It's raining. In English, American English, we don't say it's raining. We say it's raining. Americans give that American R, which is back in your throat, raining. So I had to learn to say it's raining and a few other words.
In the family, you could speak German
without... Only.
Yiddish, no German.
No, the Germans didn't speak Yiddish.
Yeah.
I hardly understand it. It always reminds me of that wonderful joke about a kosher restaurant in New York where Mr. Abraham goes for decades. And one day he goes in and the waiters are now Chinese. And he's used to ordering in Yiddish. So the waiters say something to him, and he answers in Yiddish that he wants a soup and a chicken and whatever else he ordered. And this whole conversation with the waiters, the Chinese waiters, is in Yiddish. So he goes over to the owner, whom he knew for decades, and he said, where did you ever find Chinese waiters who speak Yiddish? And the owner says, quiet, Mr. Abram, not so loud. They think that's English.
I love that. Jewish humor from the Bronx, right?
Jewish humor from the Bronx. Anyway, my parents insisted. As a matter of fact, my German wife carried on with our son. We had a son then. She only spoke German with him, even though she could speak halfway decent French. But when the boy was at home, coming home from school, German. And if he answered in French, he wouldn't answer. So he was forced to speak in German, for which he is eternally grateful, because he was born in Geneva, and it would be too easy. My wife, I know, insisted with other immigrant families in Geneva that the mother would not help their children lose their native language. Even if they were born in Geneva, but they come from the Czech Republic, and the mother spoke Czech, she would speak Czech with them. And they have a new language, and children pick it up because it's in front of them, and it's nothing to lose.
What did you do with that language, the German language in New York? Was it helpful outside of the house?
You know, refugees from whatever country they are in, if you take the refugees that Switzerland has taken in, we call them resettled refugees. They took them in. They're no longer refugees when they land. They're inhabitants. You're not a citizen yet, but you're now an inhabitant of wherever you are. If the parents think they're doing a favor to their children by forcing the poor mama or papa to speak one of the Swiss languages, it's wrong with the children. Certainly, when they get older, then they can switch. But you need a foundation. And it's saved me a lot of trouble. I mean, I had German when I came. I went to university in the United States. Young and Rubikam's group sent me to Geneva to help grow their business in Europe. And I spoke a lot of German, not only in Switzerland, but in Germany. It was an advantage. Yeah, any language is an advantage. There's never a question about it.
Absolutely.
And it made a big difference to us.